Well, here's what's new this morning. An upstate school for the blind and deaf is getting creative with how it's teaching in schools.
The school got their hands on some new machines that are helping with a more hands-on approach. Fox Carolina's Lindsey Gibbs joins us now in the studio this morning with how students are finding new ways to get inspired with that work.
Good morning, and the school was donated a Glowforge machine, which is a type of 3D printer. Students are using the machine to explore the fields of science, technology, engineering, art, and mathematics, also known as STEAM. Students have already put the Glowforge machine to work, testing with objects like ornaments and hangers, and here's how it works. Students are able to come up with the design of their object on the Glowforge software, then they put the materials that they want to use in the machine to create the object they want. There is trial and error, but it creates a learning opportunity. Students are able to problem solve and adjust their designs if it doesn't work out the first time around. Officials with the school tell us they're the only deaf and blind school in South Carolina, and the curriculum they learn using the machines will shape education for future students. We also spoke to a student named Kaylee who loves art. She's been going to the school since 2013, and she tells us the innovative technology allows her to work with materials that before would have been too dangerous because of her impairment.
And now with the Glowforge, we are able to design more projects and more designs with wood, and so that creates a more fun aspect into the art class.
The students, when we're addressing design standards, the design standards are written to be really incorporated across the content areas in South Carolina. So the students get to take what they learn here in the art class and start applying it across and working with teachers and in the school, and we get to apply it across the curriculum in the school.
Josh tells us students already face challenges in their daily lives, but that shouldn't prevent them from learning STEAM. Now, he tells us the students will have the skills to get equal opportunity employment and higher paying jobs. And he says you never know what breakthroughs will be possible for the students because they didn't have the tools to do so before. For now, in the studio, Lindsey Gibbs, Fox Carolina News.